Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear Muslimah sisters. Welcome to Muslimah Mind Matters, your daily inspiration to understand your mind, empower your thoughts, and lead a life of service and kindness to self and all of Allah's creation, inshallah. Sisters, at some point in your life, you may have experienced a situation where you talked about a person in their absence. Or maybe you've had a situation where you have come to know that someone else has been speaking about you in your absence. Sisters, the topic I'd like us to reflect on today is that of gossiping and backbiting. Many times we get into the habit of throwing around words in our sentences without stopping to actually understand the real meaning of the word and how it impacts our thoughts, actions, and deeds. As I've mentioned earlier in my videos, we begin to operate on a default mode of reactions rather than meaningful responses, mindless reactions on words we do not fully understand. Two such words are gossip and backbiting. If we truly understand their meanings, we would automatically prefer to stay away from engaging in the acts of gossiping and backbiting. So let's understand the true meanings of these two words. In order to stay true to my professional ethics of a qualified journalist and a responsible writer, I always refer to authentic definitions of words before I impart my knowledge to others, so that I'm not imparting inaccurate information. So this morning, I'm sitting with a huge Macquarie dictionary, and I will quote to you the definition of the word gossip. Gossip is idle talk, especially about the affairs of others. The key words here are idle and others. Idle means habitually doing nothing or avoiding productive work. In other words, wasting time doing nothing of value or importance. Others, of course, means anyone but yourself. So in simple terms, gossip is to waste valuable time to talk about others. Now, let's look at the word backbiting. Again, my Macquarie dictionary tells me that backbiting is to attack the character or reputation of someone in secret or in their absence, to speak evil of the absent. Now, the key word here is absent. That means the person being talked about is not present there. So let's reflect on these past few days or weeks and remind ourselves of times when we may have wasted talking about other people in their absence. When we talk about someone in their absence, what are we taking away from them? We're taking away their opportunity to respond. For example, after listening to my video, if you feel upset with me, email me about it instead of talking to someone else about me. Give me the opportunity to respond to your feedback. If you do that, something amazing happens. The amazing thing that happens is that you have empowered yourself by not gossiping or backbiting in my absence, and that you have empowered yourself by coming directly to me rather than going to someone else to talk about me. So how is it empowering to bypass others and go directly to the person? When we do that, we transform the act of gossip or backbiting to the act of conversation. When conversation happens, three things happen. We listen, we understand, and we respond. And when we listen, understand, and respond, what happens to us as people? We connect. And when we connect, we live in harmony, in unity. We live in a united ummah. Here is an example to understand this concept of connection and conversation versus backbiting and gossip. Please use your mind to imagine the scenario I am about to describe. So imagine a group of 4 women, Polly, Rosie, Jessie, and Amy. Rosie and Polly are friends. They both recently embraced Islam. They're talking on the phone. Rosie says, "I met this lady last week on Facebook. Her name is Jessie. She's a born Muslim. I've invited her for coffee this Saturday. Can you come, Polly?" Polly says, "Sure. Did you tell her we were Muslims too?" Rosie says, "Yes, she can't wait to meet us." That weekend, Rosie, Polly and Jessie meet for coffee. And an hour later, Jessie excuses herself and says that she needs to go grocery shopping because she has a late night shift at work and she needs to rush. So Jessie says her salams and leaves. And now, Polly and Rosie begin their chat. Polly says, "I thought you said she was born Muslim." Rosie says, "That's what she said on Facebook." Polly says, "Where's her hijab?" Rosie says, "I know, right? It's awful. I wasn't expecting her to show up without hijab. I didn't see her picture on Facebook or anything, so I just assumed she had a hijab. How can you not follow the commandment? I mean, she says she's born Muslim. Seriously. Oh man, I'm so happy we're not like that." Now, while Polly and Rosie are backbiting about Jessie, Jessie is busy buying her groceries. She notices a woman behind her with 3 children, and she notices that this woman seems to be struggling. So Jessie offers for the woman to go first. The woman thanks her, pays for her groceries and leaves. Meanwhile, Amy, the sales assistant at the counter, notices Jessie's kindness. Amy says to Jessie, "That was very kind of you, ma'am." Jessie smiles. "I'm a Muslim. My religion teaches me to be kind and compassionate." Amy says, "Oh, you're Muslim, but I thought Muslim ladies wear the headscarf. Why don't you wear one?" Jessie replies, "Yes, you're right. Muslim ladies do wear a headscarf. I'm still praying to become brave. You see, my workplace is not very accepting. I work late night shifts. I'm a security guard. I'm a single mom and I really need this job. I'm scared I'll lose my job if I start wearing hijab. I'm praying for a better job." Amy smiles kindly and says, "Don't worry, ma'am. God sees your struggle. He will guide you." So, my dear Muslims, what did you notice in the words that were exchanged between Polly and Rosie and the words exchanged between Jessie and Amy? What could Polly and Rosie have done differently? They could have just asked Jessie directly, "Sister, why have you chosen not to wear hijab?" Just like how Amy asked Jessie. Polly and Rosie engaged in backbiting. Amy and Jessie engaged in a conversation. Polly and Rosie judged Jessie based on their assumptions. But Amy connected with Jessie by clarifying and doing so in a polite manner. When we're not sure about something or someone, we need to ask them directly in a polite manner. Polly and Rosie are judging Jessie without knowing the facts about her fears. Our role as practicing Muslimas is to stop assuming, stop judging. Rather, we need to connect and have a conversation. Next time you have the urge to speak about someone in their absence, ask yourself this question. Is what I need to say about this person going to help her? If the answer is no, don't say it. Because if it's not helpful, what's the point? But if the answer is yes, then take the next step and contact this person directly and give her your feedback in a polite, kind manner. Make the connection. When you connect directly, you are building a positive world for yourself and others. Today, let's make a promise to ourselves to refrain from gossip, from backbiting. Let's make a promise to connect, to have a conversation. Let's lift each other up. Let's bury our misunderstandings with direct, meaningful conversations, inshallah. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will try and understand the word forgiveness and empower ourselves for a kinder, joyful, peaceful life of service and peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please subscribe and share, and for feedback and suggestions, please email muslimahmindmatters@gmail.com.